Hi, this presentation will explore teaching communications design history beyond the canon, focusing on a class social media project. I want to start with Martha Scotford's important essay, Is There a Canon of Graphic Design History? This drew attention to the presence of a culturally narrow canon or authoritative list of designers that should be studied. In order to examine the existence of a graphic design canon, she chose 5 books for her study that represented the best known historical surveys of the past 20 years. And she studied the appearance of designers in these books, considering the number of reproductions of their designs as well as the size of reproductions. This is the canon that emerged based on how consistently they were featured and included Herbert Bayer, Joseph Muller Brockman, Laszlo Mihaly Nagy, Herbert Matter, Henry de Toulouse-Lautrec, Piet Zwart, El Lissitzky, and A.M. Cassandra. And as you can see, it was all male and all native Europeans. These top 8 designers were part of a larger list of 63 designers who made a significant appearance in the books that she was consulting. And the list was biased towards Western designers and only contained a small number of female designers. Scotford acknowledged that in singling out individual designers and works, we might lose sight of the range of communication, expression, concepts, techniques, and formats that make up graphic design history. In addition to emphasizing a Western Eurocentric study of design, an approach that emphasizes masters and masterpieces also dismisses the existence and possible importance of anonymous works, including many examples of ephemera. The canon can lead to privileging the study of high forms of design over low forms, such as pulp or romance novel covers. As Scotford suggests in her essay, perhaps we could consider adopting a perspective that resembles cultural history more than art history in order to come closer to a realistic and meaningful evaluation of our design cultural heritage. Similarly, in their 1991 essay, Good History, Bad History, Tibor Kalman, J. Abbott Miller, and Carey Gibbons stressed the need to go beyond artistic or formal qualities and advocated for a history of design as a history of ideas. The need to examine our approach to the study of communications design and move beyond the idea of a canon feels more urgent than ever. As the Black Lives Matter protests were occurring over the summer, bringing to the forefront the racial injustice that has long existed in our country, I examined my teaching and realized that I could do more. I consulted wonderful resources such as the Decentering Whiteness in Design History bibliography when revising my syllabus. And a class Instagram account also became an integral part of my communications design history courses at Pratt. The goal of the account was to unearth and examine people and stories of communications design that have been traditionally overlooked and not part of the commonly taught canon. This was originally called Beyond the Comm Design Canon, but I shortened it so it could be easier found online. I had students sign up for specific days and then email me drafts of their posts, including up to 10 images and at least 5 hashtags. I then made any necessary edits before posting them online. I wanted to be sensitive to privacy concerns, so they had the option of including their name on the post or remaining anonymous. The account includes a range of posts, such as this one on the South Korean multidisciplinary graphic designer Boyhoo Kim, and this post on the career of the Iranian designer Morteza Moumayez, this post on George Olden, a pioneering Black professional in the advertising industry, this post on the pioneering Brazilian art director Bea Feitler, this post on the memorable infographics of W.E.B. Du Bois that explains how he laid out the state of Black lives in the US at the time. This post on the packaging for Calpis, a Japanese soft drink. And this post devoted to Black women in graphic design. And lastly, this post on the Book of Homelessness, which was recently published as the first graphic novel made by homeless creatives. And there's many more wonderful examples online. At the end of the semester, I asked the students to reflect on the class project on Millinote, a platform that allows for the organizing of ideas into visual boards. I created a board and asked the students to add a note about someone else's Instagram post that they found inspiring and reflect on the project as a whole. I received a lot of positive feedback. The students said the project was a fun way to learn about design that didn't involve reading a textbook or dense article, and it helped create a sense of classroom community after the emergence of COVID when classes became virtual. It also gave students a sense of ethical purpose outside of the classroom. Although the account involved the selection of designs or designers that are deemed significant or worthy of featuring on social media, the account was viewed by the students as part of a larger collaborative effort focused on building a more inclusive history of communications design and getting away from the Canon model. As Philip Meggs warned in a short essay he wrote in response to Scotford's article, it's important to avoid repudiating seminal works or designers in efforts to avoid a canon. But it's also important to show that a mosaic of individuals from a variety of races, ethnicities, religions, gender expressions, sexualities, cultures, and socioeconomic groups have contributed to communications design. I'm eager to continue experimenting with the use of social media in teaching in the future, but I'm also interested in a broader exploration of the potential for online platforms, websites, and digital humanities projects to enrich and expand our approach to communications design history. Although a canon reduces a wealth of material to a smaller and perhaps more manageable package for both faculty and students, we must stay committed to searching for collaborative and innovative ways of conveying the complex, dynamic, and interrelated history of communications design.